How you guys doing? I like your haircut, Tobias.
Cheers, mate. It's a bit of a just been wearing a hat all day. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. We'll have it shorter.
You do kind of look like a rapist.
Even more so?
A rugby rapist, remember?
Yeah, you like that specificity, didn't you? You like that character bio?
That was good.
Rugby player that's convicted of rape. I think that fits that haircut really well. I'm not saying I'm not saying.
I'll go with that narrative, mate. Whatever you want it to be, I'll go with it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you can't play like a Hugh Grant in like 2 weeks' notice kind of a.
I'd rather not.
I can't really see you in that. I can see you in like Matthew McConaughey rom-coms, like leaning against Kate Hudson.
I'll take the Hugh Grant, thanks, mate.
I find phases so interesting. Actor phases.
I do too. I definitely do. Like Robert Pattinson and.
Yeah. Like Denzel, like Lawrence Fishburne. I was listening to this podcast with Tarantino talking about King of New York.
Yeah.
Did
And
you?
after he told me about it, he's got a lot of love for Fishburne, isn't he?
Mazin hated it.
Fishburne.
Well, he wanted him to play Jules.
He did.
Yeah, right.
And he passed on it because
He did pass on. Yeah.
he was like, look, man, like I really want to do it, but my people are telling me I have to look at.
Leading man.
Yeah, I have to look at the lead. You heard the whole podcast, Tobias?
Yeah, man, I listened to it straight away. Yes, listen. I understand from his perspective at the time. You know, he's kind of a bit player in a store or in an ensemble, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of being the man. So, who was to know that at the time, like, Pulp Fiction was going to be what it was? You wouldn't,
Yeah.
Because Reservoir Dogs didn't really blow up. It was massive. It was big, but it didn't really blow up, and it blew up more when Pulp Fiction come out.
Right.
It became bigger, didn't it?
Yep. Pacino is another guy that comes to mind. Like, I don't know when in the 90s it was, but when he just started doing the Heat thing, like just being commander on screen, delivering all those monologues, you know what I mean? Like he just had a very specific thing that he did so well that I love watching. And then at some point, he just became sleepy in every movie.
Mm.
Like he was just like, and Insomnia, I think, started it all, ironically.
Right. Yeah, he was going method on that one.
But then like People I Know, and like there was like a bunch of movies where he's just like,
People I Know. That's like the most random. Isn't that with Kim Basinger?
it was, yeah.
What a random. Like a movie I love of Pacino's. I think we all watched at the Jersey City apartment once. Was Two for the Money?
Oh yeah.
I really enjoy that. I think it's a really like fun, kind of like nuts and bolts, like entertaining movie. You know what actor out of all the salty dogs that I've realized that I love the most, like more than De Niro, more than Pacino, more than even Harvey Keitel, Jack Nicholson, dude. I think he's become like, just look at that guy's career. He had the ultimate career. 3 Oscars, did very few bad movies, retired when he was retired at the perfect moment in his life. And now he just gets fat and smokes cigarettes. And what a life that guy had. I mean, what more does he have to prove? I don't know. I can't Tobias, don't you agree? Don't you think Jack Nicholson was like the last great like movie star?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love Nicholson. It's not. Like he's the man. But I've got a lot of love for Keitel as well. I just listen. It's like anything in life. Like we always say, it's what floats your boat. That's why acting, in the industry and stuff like that, it's not like being an athlete. It's like you get a runner, they cross the line, they've won, right? They're the winner of that race. With acting, it's like the idea of there being a best is just foreign to me. It's just like you've got your taste, it's just, you know what I mean? The idea of No, I'm not a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan. He doesn't do it for me, man. I just find him way too like.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it for me. And other people think I'm speaking madness when I say that. But there's no right or wrong. It's just,
Yeah.
Well, I think like Day-Lewis is. I mean, I think Gangs of New York and Blood are and Phantom Thread. I fucking love those movies. But I think his. I get what you're saying. I think the majority of his, because he does a lot of like period films, and I'm not a big costume drama fan. And
Well,
I think he's
also the post. There's a lot of hype around him, right? He's the poster boy of greatest.
Yeah. And I've heard interviews and stuff like a lot of actors feel like chopped liver because it's all kind of about on set, because it's all about kind of what's John C. Reilly was talking about when he was doing Gangs of New York, and he felt like chopped liver because everyone was like about Daniel Day-Lewis and his process. It's like, it's an ensemble, man. It should be, like that whole method acting and like sitting in the corner and, it's just not my bag, man. I
agree,
love,
man.
I love risk takers. I don't mind if a film is absolute shit or the performance is shit, but I have so much respect in risk. You know what I mean? Like someone putting it on the line, and to me, that you get so much respect from me when people take fucking risks. You may not succeed, but there's worthiness just in the fact that you've gone out and you've taken a fucking risk.
So would you consider Cuba Gooding Jr. in Radio a risk?
Man, I love Cuba Gooding Jr. Man, I wish his career took a different path. Like after Jerry Maguire and As Good as It Gets. Who knows what happens behind the scenes? Maybe it's choices, maybe it's representatives, or I don't know.
That radio feels actually very calculated. It feels like very like.
I've never seen it. It seems like I want an Oscar kind of thing. Is it?
Well, it's the weirdest thing because like Ed Harris, who is a terrific actor, he's one of those actors that always delivers.
I love Ed Harris.
It's like Ed Harris is so grounded. Like everyone else is so actually pretty good in Radio. Like everyone's very grounded in that film, and then Cuba Gooding Jr. just is completely coming out of another film, and it's just a really bizarre experience watching it. I mean, it's Simple Jack, basically. Simple Jack was inspired by that. I feel
it was. I mean, but if you watch Peanut Butter Falcon, like imagine somebody playing.
Really, that's what he done?
No. It's nobody's. He's not doing it. But I'm saying, imagine someone playing Down syndrome. Like it's just kind of. I mean, I think. It got to a point at that moment, I think post I Am Sam, where it was like, all right, guys, like,
yeah,
it seems a little ridiculous.
It's a very, very tricky tightrope to grasp. I mean, I haven't really seen since Gilbert Grape. I can't really think off the top of my head a performance that was of a mentally challenged person that I was just blown away by, that I believed all of it. I can't really think of one.
Okay. Switching gears here. We're talking about like film and all stuff.
What are we gonna make, baby? What are we making?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
I'm down.
For just a second, because what I want to talk about is this thing that we're doing right now. I find myself now going, what is this for? Like I'm I spend some time editing, like I'm not writing, I'm not doing the stuff that like I'm supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like that I'm.
No, I fucking 100% agree with you. And like we said at the beginning, like for me, there's, it was all about a process, wasn't it? And for me, from what I've got from it, let's kind of just do a short film. I'll come over to Toronto. That's what I've got from it, But we don't have to, like you said, this isn't really going anywhere, is it?
Just
what we're doing what we're doing right now. This isn't going anywhere. And like you said, you need to be doing things more productive with your career and stuff. But what has come from this is that we should do something, man. We should do a short film.
I agree. I feel like the thing that
let's not leave it long. Like I'm not just saying this. I know I said it before, but I've looked at flights are cheap at the moment with COVID and everything. So let me know when you're down, and I will fucking book that flight. My hand on heart, I'll come over to Toronto. Let's not leave it. Let's get strike while the iron's hot. Put something together, nothing longer than 10 minutes, you know, and do it.
I'm down, man. I think that's what I feel like we've rekindled. Like we're obviously still friends. We have like a WhatsApp chat that we like talk, you know, we talk shit every now and then. But I feel like, yeah, doing this, it's been like we've rekindled like an artistic like symmetry or something. You guys feel that?
Yeah. I 100% feel it.
Yeah, and so I've just, yeah, because I just keep, as I've been editing this, and, you know, obviously I haven't been on social media ever, so it's also been like, what is this thing, just testing the waters. And you know, you post this stuff, and it's risky every now and then, which is fine, it's honest, it's authentic, but it's like, what is it for? Like, I keep, you know, wondering that. And it's also just been a fun experiment, you know, like obviously we saw that Zoom thing, Chris, and that Zoom movie host, and we were like, ooh, I wonder if we could do something. And we tried this out, and we got what we got out of it. But, and also I feel like, yeah, we just wouldn't have talked to each other this much, this deeply, if we didn't have something to post, or if we didn't force ourselves to like have a schedule and do this every week. So you guys are cool with that? Like, just, yeah, cool. This is the last one. Like,
well, yeah, no, it's not in a negative way. It's like I said before, it's the process of like, end of the day, man, it's like you're the one who's putting all the work in, aren't you? You know what I mean? Me and Chris just sit here and talk and stuff, and you're the one, and you know, if there was a long game in it, like I would do, you know, but this was always kind of, we'd do it and we don't know the results, and
yeah. Like if these were short films that we were posting every 2 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, fucking hell, yeah, no. There's a long game, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, do you guys want to say something as the last for the last episode?
Yeah, it's been brilliant, man. It's been about the process, isn't it? And what we've got out of it is, listen, if we never had done this, then we'd never have the idea of doing a short film. It would have just been something in our head, and we wouldn't have actually acted on it, would we? Let's be honest.
We wouldn't fall in love with each other again, is how I look at it.
I've always been in love with you boys.
Well, I mean, I was more in love with Maslin than Tobias, but I mean, Tobias, you warmed up to me, or I warmed up to you, I should say. I mean, Tobias, you're not really. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you're not really my type, but like, you know, you're just you're a little rough around the edges. You're a little too blue collar for me. You're a little too you know. Maslin's kind of like he has a gentle side.
Right. Listen, boys, I've got to go because I'm knackered and it's like late over here. All right. Well, I love you loads. All right.
All right, man.
Speak to you soon.
All right. Peace. Well, this is something we did. 2020, a Zoom show. Hell of an experiment.